everyone, it's Isabella. It is Saturday, September the 19th, and I am officially 5 days post-op. I have been home for about 4 days now. I was released Tuesday around midday and have been happily home ever since. So what I figured I would do in this vlog is kind of just summarize everything that happened over the last couple days and try not to bore the snot out of you guys. So Monday morning I had to be at the hospital at 5 a.m. for check-in. Luckily I had pre-registered, so when I got there all I had to do was confirm information, deal with some other financial things, and get my wristband, and that was it. Once we did that, it was around like 5:15, 5:20. We went and sat at the little waiting area, and it was maybe 5-10 minutes. I'm not too sure. It was really quick before I was called back. As they called me back, my mom and I went into the little prep room where I changed into the gown. They had me go over more information. They started my IV, which I have a little bruise right there from, and that's when a parade of people started coming into that room to talk to me. They had a nurse come talk to me. They had Dr. Nicholson's nurse practitioner, who is adorable. She's an older lady who is hilarious. Come talk to me, just go over some post-op information. She gave me her cell phone number because that's who I need to call. If anything goes, different, awry, if I'm feeling anything in particular, I gotta call her. And she's the one who will tell me what needs to be done. Once she left, the anesthesiologist came in and he just confirmed again more information, and he's like, okay, I am going to give you some medication right now just to kind of calm you down, and in a little bit we'll come back and we'll wheel you into the operation room. To be honest, I wasn't nervous. It didn't feel real, like it didn't hit me. I was kind of just like floating, really. My poor mom was in there. I'm sure she was nervous because my dad hadn't come in yet. He was getting, as we were in there talking to people, he was on his way, but she was just waiting on him by herself at that point. And I just remember, kissed my mom goodbye. They wheeled me, they apparently took me to another floor. I guess the medication they gave me was good because I don't remember any of that. Apparently, because we were on the second floor, I guess surgery was on the third or fourth floor, something like that. But I don't remember going into an elevator or anything. I remember once we wheeled out of the room, then we were in the operation room. The anesthesiologist was telling me, hey, scoot over to the other, to the other bed. I did, because they were super easy to. And then he came in with the mask in front of me, and he's like, this is just some oxygen. You just want to take some deep breaths and you're gonna be okay. And I did. And I maybe remember taking like 2 breaths, and then I was out. Next thing I know, it's the nurse telling me to wake up because I was in recovery. She wanted me to wake up and rate my pain, but I was still super groggy, and I was, I guess, having a hard time staying awake because she kept tapping me, which at the time I was like, oh my god, this woman just let me sleep. But I managed to pull up some fingers and let her know what my pain was, and once I did that, she kind of let me be. And then the next thing I remember was being already in my room, and I believe when I woke up it was like 10:30. I don't know for sure, but 10:30 is what this entire time has sounded correct to me. There was that, and at that point I remember getting up and saying I need to go to the bathroom, which was a good sign for them. I was definitely sore. This entire time I wasn't really in pain. It's more of soreness combined with other things. So that day, I was up. They want you to get up and start walking to help, because when they go in to do the laparoscopic surgery, they pump your abdomen with air so they have room to work and to move. So they want you to walk to get all that air out because it hurts. It's a lot of pressure And it's not like gas pressure, it's definitely like right up under your lungs where it's pushing, and it's not fun. And the thing is though, like it's like you'll burp and then the gas will move, and that hurts. So the burping itself doesn't hurt, but the gas moving up definitely hurts. But I was up and walking. I felt good. I had a fantastic nurse right away. I wish I remembered her name. She was super sweet, helping me, and she was thoroughly impressed at how much I was able to walk. Came back and they're like, you know, you need to start sipping some water. If you want some broth, you can just call it up to your room. Whatever you want. I think I sat there for a while with my mom, just kind of hanging out, trying to get, situated. They came, changed my bedding. They brought me a new gown, but I never changed into it. The gown I had was okay, but it, like, the snap on this shoulder was broken, but I just never changed out of it. I did end up ordering some broth, and I maybe had like 2 licks of a spoon, and then I kind of just let it sit there for the rest of the day. I did, I think, go and nap for a little while longer, and woke up again when my dad got there, because my dad did go to work that day. When he was in there, my mom ended up going home to, shower, get her things, yada yada. While my dad was there, we walked some more. They had, in the room I was in, they had my bed, of course. They had next to the bed a recliner that it lays all the way back, and then a couch. My mom was going to sleep there that night with me. She was going to sleep on that couch, and I was alternating sitting in bed and sitting on the recliner. Neither were that wonderful. That's my one complaint. The Baylor staff, Baylor itself, was wonderful to me, except their bed is horrendous. My back hurt more than my incision sites because of what they like to call a bed, but I won't go off on a tangent about that. So my dad and I walked around some more. We did good. We chatted and kind of just hung out. I had the TV on. We were just hanging out, really. He was trying to make sure I got some more liquid in, and that was the thing, is that I was thirsty. I wanted to have water, but I just couldn't have at the rate I wanted it. So that was the difficult part for me, was it's like I wanted to chug an entire water bottle, but I had to have, and I wish I had gotten one, those little 1 ounce medicine cups. I had to have one of those over the course of like 15 minutes, which is hard for me because I spend all day drinking water, and I mean, that's like, that's nothing. So I had to kind of figure out what to do with that, and had to pace myself. Eventually my mom came back. We all kind of hung out for a while, and then my dad had to go home to take care of himself because he was gonna have to be at work the next morning. And my mom and I kind of just hung out, walked some more. Up until then, I had not requested any pain medication. I was just doing okay. I mean, of course, I needed help getting up and out of bed, getting up from seating. I needed help sitting, of course, just because what I was telling my mom was, it was like as if you had done intense workout to your core muscles. All of that was just super sore, and that's what was keeping me from moving on my own. Once we were in that hospital room, it really felt significantly later than it was. Like, we kept thinking it was already like 6 p.m. when really it was like 4, barely. So it was real interesting. We went to bed probably around 7. Like, it was really, really early. I had a different night nurse. I called her in because I needed some pain medication. Okay, so most people who have had weight loss surgery say while they were in the hospital they had a pain pump that they could click every 15 minutes it would release morphine. I did not have that. When I wanted pain medication, I had to call in my nurse, which was fine by me, not a big deal, except for the fact that my night nurse did not feel the need to give me, I can't remember the word right now, I completely blanked out, but the good stuff. She came in with this little pill. She's like, oh, it works just like the good stuff, but it's not super strong and it won't mess you up. So here, take this and you'll be fine. Took it, there was really no difference. But because it wasn't like pain, I was asking more for the pain medication, honestly, for my back. Because combined with the crappy mattress and all that gas pressure, because you do feel it in your back, that's what was hurting more. It wasn't even my abdomen, but whatever. I slept some on the bed. I remember getting up, not wanting to wake up my mom, and getting on the recliner, but nothing could give me that back support I was really needing. And finally getting up at around like 5:30 a.m. So at that point, my mom did hear me. She got up herself, and we kind of just were hanging out. At that point, my nurse from the prior day had already come back. She was just monitoring me. They come in and take your vitals every so often. They kind of just want to check on you and stuff like that. So that's normal. We hung out for a while, got my mom some breakfast when it was like 8 o'clock or something. And I think I napped a little bit more at a sitting position on the bed. Oh no, wait, this was prior to the breakfast portion of it. So it was probably around 6 or 7. I had managed to nap a little bit more on the bed in a sitting position. And this woman, who was not my nurse, I hadn't seen her before, came in. She needed to draw blood. Now, my veins are very deep. Usually, just because I hate being stabbed a million times, I tell them, just go in through this hand, you'll get it quickly, but I had my IV in this hand, so they couldn't do that. And I told her, I'm like, well, you can try to look for a vein in this arm, but chances are you're not going to find it, so you can try my hand. Now, today, my hand looks better. We'll see how it picks up on camera. But she saw the vein. I could see it clearly. She puts it in there, and she's wiggling the needle around. Don't know why. She blows my vein. She wasn't getting anything. So she tries a vein next to it. And again, she blows it immediately. She's like, okay, well, I'm going to have to get someone else to come in here because I just can't. So this is my hand right now. Today, it's a lot lighter than it was before. But I mean, do you see that? She did it here and then here. I mean, I don't know how she managed to do that, but another nurse came in right after her. I don't know if they were nurses or just phlebotomists, to be honest with you. They're probably phlebotomists because a nurse wouldn't have done that. Let's be honest. This other woman comes in 2 seconds, she finds my vein, at the usual area, gets her 2 little tubes, and she's out in like literally a minute. So, speaks to the first woman that came to see me. But it was okay. And now again, fast forward to a little bit later, I had actually a new nurse who was awesome. She was super upbeat, super lively. I have to get these shots. I do them at home now. So I have to take these shots right here. But they are to prevent blood clots. I do one daily now that I'm home, but at the hospital we were doing them twice a day. They do burn. It's a very, very burning solution that's in there. The first nurse that gave it to me, she went slow and she injected it slow, and that shit hurts. Her name was Brooklyn, this new nurse, and she comes in, I felt nothing. She was awesome. She asked me if I wanted some pain medication, and I said, yeah. Looked at my chart, and she's like, oh, they're giving you yada yada, and I was like, yeah, and it's not really working. She's like, yeah, I don't know why they were giving you that. Let me get you something that's gonna work. And she came back with liquid hydrocodone. Once I took that, I actually got on the little couch because the couch was nice and sturdy. I took the medication, I laid on the couch, and I was actually able to lay on my side, on my right side, and I was actually able to sleep for a little bit and be comfortable for once. We did that. I woke up when they came to check my vitals again, and then the nurse said that I was actually going to be released that day. We were just waiting for the physician to come and see me and, just go over some things with me. Well, a little while later, her name was Lauren. She came in and she was a physician. She kind of just went over everything again with me, checked on how I was doing, how I was feeling, you know, did I feel ready to go home, all that stuff, which I definitely was. And she's like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and sign your papers, and I'm just waiting for transportation to come get you, because of course you have to leave on a wheelchair. We packed up our stuff. My mom went to take it to the car and bring the car around, and I was just waiting around for them to come get me. And it felt amazing to be in clothes again. Oh, it felt so wonderful. I got home, kind of set everything down. I went immediately to take a shower, change into nice and comfy clothes, and then I went to sleep. My mom and I went to go to bed, and it was amazing. We slept for a couple hours. It was wonderful. When I woke up, I was feeling okay. I was, you know, kind of trying to go downstairs, that kind of stuff, but I was feeling all right. I have to take a couple medications now that I'm home. You know, I have liquid pain medication. I have a medication that I'm going to be on for the next 3 months, which is to prevent acid reflux. They gave me so many nausea medication, which I paid for, of course, but I'm not going to use, because that was one of the things that they were most impressed with, is that I had zero nausea. To this day, 5 days out, no nausea. All this medication that they gave me in case, you know, because they don't want you to throw up after surgery, it's not even going to use. So I don't even know what to do with it, to be honest with you. It's been good. On Wednesday, we were here at the house. I was off this entire week. Today's actually my last day off. Tomorrow I start working from home again. My mom thankfully took the week off to be home with me and help me with everything, which I ended up needing help a lot more than I thought I would, with a lot more things than I thought I would. She's been such a blessing, and I couldn't thank her more for her help. But each day I'm getting significantly better. The one thing I will say right now is that I'm not sleeping well, and that's just because I can't move around just yet. Like last night I was able to, because I like to sleep on my stomach. I haven't been able to do that yet. Yesterday I kind of did, but more like tilted to the side. But even then, I have to have like a million pillows around me to support me. And because I have 5 incisions in my stomach, and then up at the top, I have these little poke holes, which at one point my nurse practitioner had said what they were, but I can't remember what they were for. They're literally little poke holes. And I'll actually try to insert a picture over here for y'all to see kind of what my incisions look like. Luckily, none of my incisions hurt except for the big one on my left side. That's the one where they were doing the work from. That's where they were moving around and yada yada, and it's been the one that's been hurting this entire time. And it's the one that's been sore the most. The others feel fine. They feel like nothing. They're closed up on the inside, and then they have glue on the outside. And the glue is supposed to fall off here in a couple days. And once that's done, I have these patches I can put on them to help with the scarring, which I don't really care, to be honest with you. Scars don't bother me. They're fine. But I will anyway, since, again, I paid for it. I mean, otherwise, that's been it. I've been getting better each day. I have more mobility. I'm sure here in a couple of days I'll be able to sleep again. As of yesterday, I'm completely off my pain medication. I didn't take any of it yesterday. I'm not taking any of it today. I do use these here. They're little patches. They're pain for the specific locations. They're pain patches. You cut them into strips, and you put it around where the pain is, and I've been using it on my large incision, except I took it off recently actually because I noticed it's irritating my skin a little, so I'm gonna give it a break. A binder, a stomach binder, so you'll see here I have an undershirt and a stomach binder just to keep everything nice and supported, that way gravity doesn't hurt it, and it's been wonderful. Otherwise, you know, just kind of working on getting the rest of that gas out and really just healing. I want to give my body a chance to stabilize, so I will probably come back on Monday and do a 1-week check-in again, which I know is pretty close, so I might wait until the 2-week mark. I might do that. I might wait until 2 weeks and come back and check in with you guys just to let you know how I'm doing, because I'm sure by then I will have stabilized and I can go into weight and all that stuff. Oh, and then the last thing that I forgot to mention was my fluid intake. Each day I have actually been getting a lot better about consuming my fluids. I am sipping my water. I've got my nice Baylor cup here that's got my ounces on the side. So I'm supposed to consume 60 ounces of fluid and then 60 grams of protein a day. I got one day where I got 30 grams of protein and like 20 ounces of fluid. And then yesterday I got something like 32 ounces of fluid, but only like 7 to 10 grams of protein. It was bad. So right now it's working on getting both. But each day I can feel that I can consume more liquids and not feel like I'm eternally full like I was before, because I would have 3 of those little medicine cups and feel like I was stuffed to here. So it's been getting to the point where I can take a nice gulp, wait a couple minutes, take another one, and I'm okay. So I feel like here, in the next week or so, I'll be able to start getting closer to those goals. It's all with time. It's still only 5 days. I'm not trying to push my body. I'm not trying to rush anything. And I know I'll get there eventually. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for checking in with me. I have received so many wonderful and supportive messages while I've been home. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much for supporting me once again. You guys are awesome. I honestly couldn't do it without all the support I've been getting. Anyway, I'll come back and check in with you guys real soon. In the meantime, thank you so much, and I love y'all. Bye.